Alright, good evening to you all. Thank you for clicking on the video. Tonight will be my night routine. I'm going to tell you what I do at night, what I do to prepare for sleep, and that's about it. Nighttime ain't very long, so nighttime starts when dinner starts. I actually was feeling too lazy to cook, and I'm not usually lazy, but I was feeling too lazy to cook, so I decided to pick up some food instead of cook. Got some grass-fed beef burgers, and then there's a sushi place right beside, so I walked in and got some steamed rice. This will last me a couple days because I'm not eating much rice. So these are the beef burgers. There is two. No salt, no pepper, no seasonings. And then this is the rice. It's very warm. Nice. I'm sure it's not organic, but there's nothing added to it. It's steamed rice. So I'm gonna plate this up. I'm gonna eat this, and then we'll get on with the rest of my night. See you in a few. You know when you're so excited to eat something, you pretty much eat your dinner before sitting down. It's kind of me right now. Still eating while standing, but this is what we're working with right now. Those are the beef burgers. Had some whipped bone marrow, and that's some olive oil. And then 50 grams of cooked sushi rice. And it's so weird how it's still light out. The time changed last weekend. So it's 6 o'clock and it's still light out. We're approaching spring, approaching summer, hopefully. So the next part of my evening is going for a walk after dinner. I always walk after I eat. It just puts me in a better mood, helps stabilize your blood sugar. It gets your digestive system working, so always walk after you eat. I give it about 15-20 minutes after eating, and then I go for my walk. During my evening walks, I do phone my mom, and we talk the whole time. She's worried I'm not safe a lot of the time, but now that it's light out, it's nice because I can actually see things. And I can see the camera and you can see me. I gotta get my steps in. I average steps in a day, probably like 20K, but I love to walk. It's a beautiful city to walk in for the most part. Next thing I do is I ground. So I don't normally ground in this spot. I ground a bit closer to my apartment, but now that it's lighter out, I can see a little better, and it's nice to have a nice view. Ground is chilly. I've been out here grounding most of the winter. I try to do it every night after dinner. I find I sleep better. Grounding, I've made a video on it before. Basically, it stimulates your body to kind of relax. It also gives you energy because the earth emits energy. So you're almost gaining that energy as well. Make sense? So if you want to learn more about it, I made a video a couple months ago, more like a few months ago. So I can link that below. And I try to ground for 10 minutes at the minimum. Sometimes I get carried away and it's closer to 15. And then in the summer, it's a lot nicer. I can do 20 minutes. Try to touch the earth every day. You can even touch a tree, hold on to a tree. Something that's touching the earth. Shoes do not count. People probably think I look like a freak when I'm out here in my bare feet in the freezing cold, but it doesn't bother me. I've actually ground in some pretty weird places. I remember one time I was waiting for a physio appointment. I was across from the mall and I was on the side of a street by a bus stop, and I kicked off my shoes and I just stood there because I wanted to multitask. So the next thing I do after I get back from my walk, I usually prep meat for the next day. So I'm gonna cook up some ground beef so that I have that ready for tomorrow after my morning workout. Some days I don't, some days I do, but tonight I am prepping meat. Meat prepping. Once that's all cooked up, I'll just throw it in a container and eat it the next day or two. I only wash my hair every other day because it's not good for your hair to wash it every day. That's a tip. So shower is done. And then next step, you gotta put on the blue light blockers. I wear contact lenses, so at night before bed, I gotta put my glasses on. And then this, it's clip-on blue blocking glasses. Best things ever. I've had them for quite some time now. Probably getting on 5 years. Sexy. These block the blue light that comes from your phone and from all the other lights in my room. And it just helps stimulate the proper melatonin production. So it's now dark out. It's almost 8 o'clock. Got my jams on. And typically what I do is I stretch. I don't really need to show me stretching because stretching is stretching. The most important part of this video that most of you are probably watching for is the supplements I take before bed. So I'm going to show you the supplements I take before bed. It's not a whole lot, but they are crazy effective. Especially like lately, this one product I've been taking, total game changer. I've been sleeping better than I've slept since before university, which was like 6 to 8 years ago. Before university, that would be like a while ago. Okay, so these are the supplements that I take. I take magnesium, 2 of these, magnesium bisglycinate before bed. I take 2 before bed and 1 in the morning when I first wake up. So many benefits to magnesium, but a lot of us take it before bed. It helps you sleep very well. Next is L-theanine, self-explanatory. It's for relaxation. So L-theanine, great before bed. I've taken this for many years as well. I find it shuts my brain off and helps me sleep well. Obviously, all these supplements help me sleep well, otherwise I wouldn't take them. So, inositol powder. You probably haven't heard of it, some of you might have, but it just plays a role in like calming and relaxing your mind in ways that not many people can explain. The relaxation it gives off, it just makes it so much easier to sleep. I notice that when I don't take this, my mind is wandering everywhere. I'm getting up frequently at night. It supports melatonin production. It just overall it improves your mood as well. So you can take it during the day. You can take really high doses of it, but like 3 to 5 grams, it's like a powder. It's like a sweet powder. I just take a bit of it on a spoon before bed. And it's like a little treat before bed too. Love this. Last thing is, this is the one that I've been saying has been helping me tremendously. It's kava, mostly known as kava kava. So this is similar to, I guess it kind of mimics alcohol. I'll tell you right now, I have never had a sip of alcohol in my life. I don't want to, I have no reason to. But this is just, it's very calming. It just produces relaxation. It is an herb, so this isn't a tincture. It can treat anxiety, nervous disorders. So all of that together helps you sleep. You just have to be careful to take it, like you shouldn't take it with certain things, so be sure to just look up and do your research that way, because it can interact with like medications and other things. But this is a tincture. I take half a dropper in with water. It tastes absolutely atrocious, but I find the things that taste the worst work the best. This is insane. Insane. Insanely helpful. So that is all I take before bed. These 4 things. Small scoop of that, 2 magnesiums, 1 L-theanine, and half a dropper of kava. Kava kava. So I just want to quickly give you my biggest tips during the actual sleep part to help you sleep a little bit better. The main one is to try to keep your room cold. I personally really dislike being cold, but I really do not like sleeping when I'm very hot because I don't sleep. So what I do is I either crack my window open or my door. I have a ceiling fan above my bed that runs at the same time. In the summer, I'll put my portable air conditioner on, but I never have the heat on. I have like 3 different blankets, so throughout the night, I'll actually start to layer on more blankets as I get more cold. So that's probably my biggest tip for sleeping, is to just try to keep your room nice and cold. So now the last thing I do after I've eaten dinner, gone for my walk, grounded, meat prepped, showered, stretched, the last thing I always do before bed is I try to do something that's relaxing. Something that's off of my phone, ideally off of filming a YouTube video. But hey, sometimes I'll watch like a hockey game on my computer while I, do something else, but I make sure to wear these. Sometimes I even color while listening to a podcast. Might sound cheesy, but it's relaxing. Coloring is known to be relaxing, but I always do it while I listen to a podcast. Most of the time, like an informative podcast, mostly nutrition podcasts, because I just love them. Sometimes I'll read, again, more informative books, not novels. I used to read like novels a lot when I was younger. But yeah, it's just something to relax my mind and nothing stimulating. Sometimes I'll put on some brain waves. Those are very good for getting into a relaxive state. But yeah, that's pretty much all I do. My last tip is to try to make your room as soundproof as possible. Fan helps a little bit. I wear an eye mask. I've worn an eye mask for a lot of years now, and I also wear earplugs. So I wear earplugs in my ears so I can't hear anything, nothing wakes me up. Wear an eye mask so nothing comes through in terms of light. I also have blackout blinds, and during sleep, I've had this in videos before, I use a nose bridge. It's magnetic. I ordered it from Amazon. You get 2 stickers, you put them on your nose. It's magnetic, it just clips on and it lifts your nasal passage open a little bit so you can breathe a bit better. It's not ideal to breathe through your mouth when you sleep. You want to breathe through your nose so your body's in a relaxed state. Alright, and that's it for the video. That's what I do before bed. That's my nighttime routine. The last thing on the list is to hit the bed. I wake up a few times to pee during the night, but ever since I started, taking the kava and just really trying to wind down at night, I've been sleeping a lot better, and hopefully it keeps going because it contributes to my recovery, according to Whoop. So yeah. thank you for watching. Let me know what other kind of videos you want to see, any other topics you want me to cover. For me, good night, and I will see you in the next video. Be sure to subscribe. We've hit 500. Thank you for your support.